So a little bit of general information. Um, Each student that participates in this summer program works with two SBTDC clients, and they work concurrently over, or I should say simultaneously, excuse me, over the course of the summer. So they're working with both clients roughly 2.5 days a week, and that equates to about 200 hours of service to each client. Each student is linked with an SBTDC mentor, and those mentors are either myself or my team members, Nicole, Mike, Chris. You likely have a good relationship with one of these individuals, and we've done our best to link up mentors with the interns that have clients that have primarily worked with either myself, Nicole, Mike, or Chris. So mentors, we work with students. So we're not necessarily bosses per se. We're mentors. We work in conjunction with the interns. So that by the end of the internship, we're looking at them and they're looking at us as colleagues. So a lot of sharing of information goes on between mentor and intern. And we meet with the interns each week, either as a group or independently, and we'll discuss how their project is going, if they're running into any issues or challenges with research that they're carrying out. But most importantly, we're there to make sure that the work plan that they've developed, and we'll discuss the work plan in a moment, we're there to make sure that work plan is moving along smoothly and that the deliverables that were described in their work plan are on target to be completed. In terms of client, you guys, and SBTDC communication, we want you to be comfortable in connecting with us by any time, no matter if it's good news, if you just have some updates you want to share, or if you're running into any challenges or issues. We don't generally have many challenges or issues because we put a lot of things in place to prevent that from happening, namely a lot of pre-planning and a lot of communication. But if you're running into any issues with not hearing from your intern on a regular basis or as much as you'd want to, or anything else, just shoot me an email and we'll make that right. The worst thing that can be done is that you have what seems like a minor issue, and then it kind of just snowballs over the course of the 10 weeks. And then by week 8, you realize, oh geez, I better say something to the SBTDC. By that time, it's the internship is almost over. So as soon as you notice anything whatsoever, again, good, bad, indifferent, get on the horn and shoot us an email or give us a call. So in terms of the work location, students, as far as we're concerned, are able to work virtually with you. Best case scenario is that they do have as much face-to-face time with you, a lot more sharing of information and kind of just normal discussions can happen in a face-to-face environment. But we clearly understand that many clients either don't yet have office space for an intern to work in. If it's the case where you don't have significant space to share, it's a great idea to have, at the very least, a weekly meeting with your intern. So we ask that the interns work with you at the very beginning of the internship to identify a good time, good day of the week, and for both you and the intern to put that on your schedule as a recurring meeting over the next 10 weeks. So again, face-to-face, great, but if that's not possible, at the very least have an in-person meeting once a week. So confidentiality, this is a very important point within the SPTDC. Students, you have to understand that students become employees of the SPTDC over the summer. They're not employees of your businesses, they're employees of the SPTDC. And with that, all interns must follow the strict confidentiality policies that all SPTDC employees must maintain. So we fully expect them to handle your business information just as we as SPTDC business advisors handle your information, which is complete confidentiality. We are not able to make it known that even that we're working with you as a client without your express consent. So at orientation, orientation will be held for half of the interns on May 9th and the other half on June 1st. In that orientation, we have all interns sign our what we call our standards of conduct form. In that, it clearly explains what the confidentiality policies that they must follow entail. Important point here as well, students cannot sign non-disclosure agreements. So as a result of them signing off on the SPTDC's official standards of conduct form, please do not ask them to sign any non-disclosure agreements. If they were to sign a non-disclosure agreement, that would prevent them from working with the SPTDC in the team here. So just be have comfort in the fact that they are signing on with our confidentiality form. Project planning is something that we take very seriously, especially at the beginning of the internship. As I said, orientation will be held on either next Monday, May 9th, or on June 1st. And depending on the date your intern is starting, which was presented in the email that was sent to you last week, those are the start dates. The first project, the first major project that the intern is going to be tasked with is developing a clear and concise work plan. Okay? In that work plan, we want all of the expectations and all of the work that they expect to cover in the 10-week period to be incorporated into a timeline, and associated with that timeline, a clear and concise set of deliverables that will come from their work. So here is just a sample of what we would like to see when it comes to the work plan. We ask that you work with them, excuse me, we ask that you work with them to review this work plan. After the first meeting, they will have hopefully enough information to start to develop this plan of action. We would like the intern to send that back to you at the end of week number 1 and ask you for a review, make sure that you are in line with your expectations or in line with what's presented in the plan. And then the intern will rework that and then submit that to us and the SPTDC mentors. And this is the document that I mentioned earlier that we will, review closely on a weekly basis with the interns to make sure that they're moving along and not running into any roadblocks. And the goal of this at the end, obviously, is to help them create deliverables that are going to be useful to you. All interns, given that they are employees of the SPTDC, will be submitting weekly reports to myself and their mentor, if it's not me. And that report is outlining or will outline the detailed work and deliverables that they have delved into over the past week. And those are important documents, just as all SBTDC advisors are required to create a write-up similar to this. We have our interns do the same. And this is good material for us to have as we communicate with our interns over the period of 10 weeks. So again, communication, I can't emphasize it enough. Communication between all three parties, you, business clients, the SBTDC, and the interns. This kind of triangle of communication is of utmost importance. I specifically like to be in communication probably more than necessary, again, just to make sure that there isn't any breakdown in the lines. In person is best, but again, if not available, please, if you key point of contact within the business find yourself to be not available for a week or 2 weeks, depending on travel schedules, please identify another one of your colleagues to kind of fill in and be the point of contact for your intern. So over the course of the session, we will hold 4 group meetings. As I mentioned, first next week and on June 1st is our orientation session. After that orientation session, we expect that the intern has communicated with you to schedule a meeting to be held after that orientation. Group meetings number 2 and 3, all of the interns come together and we all listen to each other and strategize and share information back and forth between all of the mentors and the interns. So this is one of the unique aspects of the SBTDC's graduate internship program, is that we do kind of keep a group setting, so a lot of information can be shared, and it's not just SBTDC mentor and intern or you and the client. And finally, in session 4, all interns will present an elevator pitch. It's a 60-second pitch where we task the intern to develop a very short, concise, informative overview of their business, and they deliver that to us as a group in front of all the other interns. And we critique it. We let them know what they did well, what they didn't do well, and this is a great opportunity for that intern to work collaboratively with you so that as they're developing this pitch presentation, they can share it with you, run it by you, so that hopefully at the end of this task, you guys will have a strong, kind of well-rounded, reviewed pitch talk for you to use going forward. And then finally, final presentations will be held. The interns are tasked, again, with developing a PowerPoint presentation, and that will include a description of your business, a problem or challenge area that the business is focused on, how the intern went about his or her project, and what was that work plan, the workflow, what kind of tools did they use to identify information or do analysis, and then finally, what were the ultimate deliverables provided to clients. Now, we do invite outside individuals, so you, first and foremost, are invited to attend all of the sessions if you wish. We also invite others, perhaps university, business school, engineering folks that team with us to help fund this project. So we ask that the intern review this final presentation with you prior to the final presentation so that you're comfortable with the information that's being shared. Again, going back to confidentiality, we want you and the intern to be very comfortable with what's presented, given that a number of outside individuals will be in attendance. So we'll be providing more information on that as the date gets closer. Definitely, it's a really fun event to attend. It's amazing how much great work collectively that all of the interns do. So definitely make it if you can. So we will open it up for questions at this point. Feel free to ask any questions that you have by typing them into the question toolbar on the right-hand side of your screen. First question is, does the business contact get a copy of the confidentiality form? Actually, what you have gotten, and you may not recall that you've gotten it, but when you signed up as an SBTC client, that may have been recently or a long time ago, you were provided with an overview of what that confidentiality policy is. However, many people may have overlooked that, so I will send that out to all of you, actually, next week, and so that you can have that in your files. So I don't see any additional questions popping up. You all have my email address in front of you. So I welcome any comments, suggestions, etc. Don't comment on my voice because I couldn't help that today. But it looks like I got through this okay. We look forward to kicking this off for many of you next Monday, and for the remainder of you on June 1st. So on behalf of myself and the technology development and commercialization team here, we look forward to working with you in this great program in summer 2016. With that, I'll say goodbye, and we'll talk soon.